Hi guys, Dr. Molly Hart here with Pelvic Balance Physical Therapy. So today alone I've had kind of like a similar talk with a couple of the women that I've worked with, and what it comes down to is an understanding. Let me see who's on the call right now. Doesn't really show me, but anyways, an understanding of why traditional pelvic floor PT alone or any one thing is never enough to actually heal from chronic pelvic pain conditions such as vulvodynia, interstitial cystitis, or painful bladder syndrome, pelvic floor dysfunction in general. You cannot just address it with one thing, and it's not all about the pelvic floor. We put so much emphasis into, oh, it's pelvic floor dysfunction, and that's not the case. There's a lot of dysfunction in different tissues that's going on. But the pelvic floor, for whatever reason, gets all of the attention. So I want to use a simple analogy right now just to help if you're struggling with pelvic floor discomfort and pain. I want you to understand this simple concept, because if you don't, I don't believe that you will ever heal, okay? So please just follow this, listen to it, and hopefully you can figure out what you need to do for your care. So let's use a flower as an example. I'm going to draw that on here. We are going to, purple marker, draw a flower. And this flower, I'm an awful artist, by the way, but we're just going to let it be what it is. We're going to pretend this flower is kind of wilted over and it's not doing so hot. Okay, so it's a little sad right now. It's not very happy. And let's think about, what does a flower need, or any plant that's wilted over? We can normally make it actually come back alive, right? Like if you give a plant enough of the right nutrients, it'll come back alive. But if it's wilted, what are the basic things that all plants need? There's three things, right? So they need water, nutrients from the soil, and number three is sunlight, right? Plants need those three basic things. I need water, it needs nutrients, it needs sunlight, okay? It's that simple. And the reason why I'm using this analogy is because your body, your human body, is that simple as well. Now here's the thing. If the plant is wilted and I neglect to give the plant one of those components, just one of those is not there, that plant will not survive, it will die. So if I give it wonderful nutrients, aka food, and then I give it wonderful sunlight, but it has no water, it's not going to survive. It has to have all three, all at the same time. If I give it water for the first week, but none of the others, but then the next week I give it some nutrients and sunlight, and the next week I give it sun, it's still going to die. It has to have all three of these in a balanced state at the same time. Okay, another thing, the flower also has to get the right amount of each of these. So if the flower is actually being overwatered or underwatered, it's not going to survive. And there's a lot of plants that will get root rot if they have too much water. If the plant is given too much nutrients, you give it too much sulfur, too much phosphorus, too much nitrogen, and so forth, it can also die. And if it doesn't get enough of those things, it'll also die. So there's a balanced state of how much water it needs and how much nutrients it needs. A plant also has to have a right amount of sunlight. You go to Home Depot and they've got plants that are in the shade, some that are in the house, and some that are full sun, because there's a proper amount of sun that each plant needs as well. So the plant needs all three of these. It can't lack one. It has to have all three of them at the same time, and it also has to have all three of them in the right balanced state, okay? Do you think that your human body is any different? I'm going to tell you right now, no, it's not any different. We're even a little bit more complicated than a plant is. But that is the simplicity of how you heal the human body. So if I give that plant all of those things in the right dose, it's going to heal. It's going to come back alive, and it's going to look beautiful. Now, let's talk about your pain. Let's say you're going to pelvic floor PT, and your PT is doing a great job with the tissue work, and you're doing all this work with your wand or with the PT at the vaginal tissues. But that's the only thing you're addressing. That's like giving the plant only one of those three things. You can't just do tissue work and expect to heal. You will not heal with just tissue work. Now let's say I decide I'm gonna address this pain with food. I'm only gonna use food. Again, we need food, we need that nutrient, and that's a great thing that needs to be added into your care, but it's not enough. If I just have good nutrients, but I neglect the tissues and I neglect all of the maybe stress and anxiety that's going on with this, I'm not gonna heal. Okay, and then another route that people take for trying to heal pain is they just do meditation and calming down the anxiety and stress and so forth, or they'll go to a therapist and work on these things in depression. Okay, that's great, and we do need that. We also need that. But that in isolation, again, is not enough. Now, if you, hi Matthew, I see you're watching right now. Now, if you get really good tissue work, you've got a really solid a really solid amount of proper nutrients that you're getting via your food, you're doing some really awesome work on the nervous system and understanding your pain and calming down stress and anxiety and calming down that nervous system. And then you also add in some really beautiful exercise and proper movement, not too much exercise, but the proper amount. You add all of those in together, all at the same time, all in the appropriate dosage. That is how you heal. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't do all of those together, you should expect you're probably not going to heal from persistent pelvic pain. And I don't care if it's at the pelvis or not. This is just the way the body is in general when it comes to health. You have to have all of these things together in the right balanced state, all at the same time. So you can't be like, okay, this month I'm going to focus on tissue work, and next month I'll focus on the diet, and the next month I'll focus on the stress and the anxiety. That's not going to work. You need to do them all together. Well, how do you do all of these together and not feel overwhelmed? And how do you even know what to do for all of them? You probably don't. You really probably don't, because this is new to you. And that's why I'm going to tell you guys right now, you really, really, really want to find a holistic healthcare provider who is going to help educate you on how to do all of those things. When you do them all together, and they have to be done in the right balanced state, the right dosage, because if you do too much tissue work, you're going to flare yourself. If you do too much exercise, you're going to flare yourself. So if you don't know how to do these things all together, all at the same time in the right dosage, your likelihood of succeeding is going to be very, very low. Or you can find a coach or a pelvic floor PT who treats in a holistic way and have them guide you through your rehab program. That will allow for healing. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are able to figure this out by yourself, wonderful. Or if you're able to find a healthcare provider that helps you do that, great. But if you do it properly, you can heal within 8 to 12 weeks. I see people heal who have been in chronic pelvic pain for 5-10 years, and they get better in 2 months time frame. Like totally 100% better. Pain is gone. Life is back on track. Okay? It is doable. So don't read these feeds on Facebook groups or on Google where people say that you're gonna have to live with this forever. That is not true. That's their reality because they don't know what the heck they're doing with their human body, but that does not need to be your reality. There are ways around this. So I just wanted to share this message. I think that the flower analogy is literally the best way that I can really like give this information and make people realize how important it is that we address the whole human body all together, all at once in the right dosage. And also how important it is to stop wasting time trying to figure this all out by yourself and hire a coach that knows what they're doing in this area. And when I say a coach, that could be a physical therapist, it could be whatever healthcare provider it is. Find that person, listen to them, and get your life back. Because every single week that you wait and try to figure this out by yourself, you're wasting your life away. You're wasting it away, you're making your body even more sick, and you're making it harder for your body to recover when you finally do figure out how to get the right care. So I just want to encourage you guys, stop wasting your time, and please understand that you can heal, but you just need to know what to do. Okay? If your car breaks down, you go to a mechanic, right? If you need a lawyer because you're trying to win a lot of money from a lawsuit, you hire a really good lawyer. If your health is in shambles, find a really good healthcare provider And don't just settle for who your insurance takes because they're close by. You're not just gonna bring your car to any old stupid mechanic, and you're not going to bring your phone if it needs to be repaired to just some random repair person, but yet we bring our bodies to just any doctor that probably doesn't even know what the heck they're doing for our health. So take this into your own hands, please. Realize that you do have control over this. Find the right healthcare provider that can help you, okay? All right, that's my little rant. I have to go now because I have a patient coming in, and thank you all for listening who are on here. And if you guys have any questions, just message me below in the comment section and I will get back to them for you. Okay, bye. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.